for another FSD beta test drive. So I've been experimenting quite a lot with the FSD beta over the last 24 hours, and I made a few decisions. One is to go to my speed offset under autopilot and just set it at 0. It used to be, you can see this in a previous video, it used to be set at plus 20%, and that made the car speed around all the time at 20% above the speed limit. And then I thought, well, I'm going to set it to negative 10%, so it's always going to be under the speed limit by 10%. But then I'd see cars piling up behind me, and I was afraid of making them mad and creating a bunch of cars just scooting around me all the time. So what I would do is, when they'd start scooting around me and piling up behind me, I would pull up on my speed control and increase the speed of the car to keep up with traffic. But then I found that the car would speed right up to a turn, whether it's going to turn onto a street or turn into a driveway. It would come into that turn so fast, and I can't help but wonder if it's because I increased the speed. Maybe that overrode some sort of logic or something that FSD has. So now I am setting this at just 0%, not under the speed limit, not over, and we'll see if that is kind of the best of both worlds, a good compromise. Hopefully we won't have cars piling up behind us. I won't have to increase the speed, and we won't go flying into turns at an unsafe rate of speed. So here we go. I'm going to take the car out on a typical trip that I do almost every day, and that is to the Magna Recreation Center. And there are a couple of interesting things that I've noted on that trip, and I'm going to see if I can replicate it during this trip. The other thing I've decided I'm going to do, I've just initiated the full self-driving now. We'll see how we feel this rate of speed is. Just going the speed limit, which is 40 right here. I'm not entirely sure how much you can see of the visualization here or the speed limit. I'm hoping that will come out in the video. We've got a person walking across the street up here. Oh, and a rabbit. And a car. I'm hoping it sees okay. It tends to handle the cars parked on the side of the road really well. And it's comforting to be able to see it in the visualization and to see the route. You can see the route that the car is planning to take. Often, you know, threading the needle between cars that are parked on the side of the road and cars that are coming at us. I realize now that I haven't entered anything into the navigation system. Navigate to the Magna Center in Newmarket, Ontario. Magnet Center. So this is interesting. I actually didn't realize that the full self-driving would work if you didn't enter anything in the navigation system. But it does. It'll just drive in a straight line. Now, it's going the speed limit here. I don't know, maybe I've been driving so long trying to work on my safety score that, you know, to me this seems fast. But maybe other people would think this is pretty slow. I don't know. It's a windy road in the middle of the night. That's handling it well. It's dropped to 30 here, probably because it's a school zone. Does a really good job of just obeying the posted speed limits. Let me see if I can enter this here while we're at this stop sign. Magna Center. All right, now I'm gonna go there.
Now turn right onto Sanford Street.
All right, so let's see where it goes. We missed the opportunity to turn right on Sanford Street, but this is actually the way that I go. You know, it's still driving at 30 kilometers an hour. I'm not really sure why that is, but I don't mind that. I think for this windy road that's a little bit wet, middle of the night, full self-driving, I like this speed.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Kane Parkway.
I do find it a bit humorous that the navigation system is telling us where to go when the car itself is going there anyway.
Now turn right onto Kane Parkway.
I don't know, it's kind of funny. No, certainly I'm quite fine with the speed.
In 200 meters, turn left onto York Drive.
Takes a turn when it's at a stoplight or a stop sign because it had to stop.
Now turn left onto Mullock Drive.
But what's interesting is if it's a driveway, and that's what we're going to see here at the Magna Center, if it's a driveway that's on a straightaway. Earlier today, I tried that approach a couple of times, and in the morning it was fine, a little fast for me, for my liking. But then in the afternoon, it was ridiculous. It tried to turn into that driveway far, you know, at a speed that was far too fast. Now, this turn here, like, that's faster than I would normally take a turn onto a street. But, you know, I suppose it's a matter of opinion. Some people, you know, might think, you know, if you're turning onto a street, you've got to be quick about it because you have to worry about oncoming traffic. You don't want them running into you. You know, I get that perspective, but I'm just a bit of a conservative driver, and I take turns slowly. I mean, just a little more slowly. Okay, so far we've had no interventions, knock on wood. Handling the intersections just fine, which it normally does. At least, you know, it has today. There was that one funny intersection yesterday. It was a rather difficult situation, and I think if it had taken that turn more slowly, it wouldn't have been a problem. Going through this light. Oh, it didn't turn orange. It looked like it was about to turn orange. All right, so here we are. This is a straightaway. and we're approaching the Magna Center. We're still going 60 kilometers an hour.
Meters,
I would have
right.
slowed down by now. Still going 60 kilometers an hour. And look,
Now turn right.
all right, you know, it dropped down, I think the lowest speed there, I'll see if I can see it on the video. But I think
In 200 meters, turn left. Then your destination
I think the
will be on the
lowest
left.
speed it got to is 29 kilometers an hour. I mean, it took that turn into the driveway at 29 kilometers an hour. I'll check the video. I'll see if I might be off there. So this is our lovely Magna Center. Kind of a funny thing.
Now turn left.
A funny thing about, you know, when you navigate somewhere is it tends to, like, well, this is kind of nice actually. It found somewhere like at the back, you know, the service entrance of the building, and it's just stopped. In other places that I've gone to, it tends to wander all around the parking lot like a lost puppy. I'm gonna just take it out of full self-driving and get out of here. I'm not really supposed to be here.
Now your destination
you
is
know,
on the left.
I don't mind that. I think it should find some spot and, you know, out of traffic and stop, which is exactly what it did right now. But and I guess I've seen it do that a couple of times before, but sometimes it just kind of wanders around. Now, I'd really like to show you how it interacts with the funny bus lane that we have running down the middle of Davis Drive and Yonge Street in Newmarket. It doesn't seem to realize that, I don't know the signal there. It doesn't seem to realize that it's a bus lane. It just seems to treat it as the most leftward lane. And so if you want to turn left, instead of turning left in left turn lane, it tries to get right over into the bus lane. Well, I'll see if I can show you that. Now I'm at a roundabout here. You know what? I'm going to get out of here. And I'll set the route, and then I'll try it again. Okay, I got an idea. First, I'm going to take us to Tim Hortons. Because that's definitely going to take us through that roundabout. So this will be our destination. Here we go. We'll see if it offers me full self-driving. Usually when you first put it into drive, you don't see it offering, but as soon as you start even creeping forward, it offers it. But you see, it wants to turn right. So I'm going to get us going in this direction. I really want to make it take us through the roundabout. And I swear this car tries to avoid roundabouts. We'll see. You see what I'm saying? Going in the wrong direction. It has a hard time with the roundabout. Let's see what it just doesn't know what to do at this roundabout. So I'm going to take it out of self-driving and drive around the roundabout. So this roundabout, it has a difficult time with. There's another roundabout just about 1 kilometer away, and it did that one fine earlier today.
In 200 meters, turn right.
I don't get it. So, there you go. And you know what? I keep forgetting to press that little snapshot button. Because in a situation, you just want to get out of the situation safely. And then, after the fact, I press the button. Maybe I'll circle back there and and try it again. Not much traffic. Well, it'll be interesting to do an unprotected left turn here. I'm gonna hit cancel here. I'm gonna navigate. I set Magna as my the Magna Center as my work address, because I go there so often.
Now turn left.
Okay, so it's dropped down to 17 kilometers an hour. That was the lowest speed I saw. It's right up to 40 now. We're whipping through this parking lot at 40. But taking the turn that way...
In 200 meters, turn left. Then your destination will be on the left.
It's far more reasonable. I think this is far too fast to be driving through a parking lot, especially at a turn like this. I mean, that's a 90-degree turn, and it took it at pretty much 40 kilometers an hour. At least it went into the turn at 40. All right, now we'll take this out.
Now turn left.
All right, now just going to stop here. We're going to navigate to Tim Hortons again. Tim Hortons. Navigate. Right? Yeah. I mean, look at this route it's plotting. I mean, I think it knows how to take roundabouts. I think it's just not understanding the proper route it should take here. Now I'm going to hit that button. No, it does not want to take this roundabout at all. Even when you force it right into the roundabout, it just doesn't want to take it. All right.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Oh, okay, right. My bad. I forgot. I still had Tim Hortons in as our destination, so that was a logical thing for it to do. Let's see. It's going to take us along Yonge Street. So now that my offset is set to 0, it just drives at the posted speed limit. It's 60 along here, so it's driving 60. I'm not entirely sure whether you can see that in this binnacle here. Let me see. navigate to the courthouse on Eagle Street in Newmarket, Ontario. Superior Court of Justice. Yeah, that's the one. Holy cow! Don't know. I have no idea what it thought it was doing there. That's nowhere close to the Court of Justice. You tell me, folks. It seemed to be just it wanted to turn left, and didn't seem to mind that a car was coming at us. Maybe it would have stopped. I'm not going to take that chance. That was just weird. There's absolutely no left. I don't know how much of this route you can see here, but we're just driving straight for a good long time. No idea why it wanted to all of a sudden turn left. Here's our route. I think you can see from about here up. So what I'm really interested in seeing, I certainly didn't expect I'd have to make that intervention. But what I'm interested in seeing up here on Yonge Street is when we turn left, I'll bet that it tries to go right into the bus lane. Now here's an odd behavior I notice. The constant bouncing back and forth between lanes. There's really no reason for us to be in this lane. Now, it could be because a car was behind us. I'm not sure. You see, now we're going back into the right lane. I see that all the time. And sometimes I notice that there was a car coming up behind me, and I wonder if it's trying to get out of the way of cars that are approaching from behind. I don't know, but it'll often move over into the left lane for no particular reason, you know, just like now. We weren't going around traffic or anything. It's really odd. And then it just comes back. And I wouldn't be surprised if it moves over into the left lane one more time before we eventually turn right up here. Hopefully not, because it's an odd behavior.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Yonge Street.
All right, now it seems to have trouble going into the right turn lane here. You know,
Now turn right onto Yonge Street.
We're getting down to 30, 28 kilometers an hour here. Again, too fast for my liking to take that turn. I think the slowest it got was around 27 or 28 kilometers an hour as it took that turn. And the way I see it, the slowest point in a turn should be as you go into the turn. I find this goes into the turn at quite a high rate of speed, and it slows down during the turn, and then it comes out of the turn really fast. So it goes into the turn fast, slows down a little during the turn. Here's our bus lane to our left. What's going on here? What's going on? It seemed to want to go right where that
in
van
200
is.
meters, turn left onto
Right,
Eagle
so
Street. Eagle Street
Here's where we're
west.
turning left. Right, so this is the left turn lane that we're in. I'm hoping it stays here. but no,
Now turn
it's
left onto Eagle
wanting to
Street.
go in the bus lane, so I had to intervene there. That's what I thought was going to happen, and it did it again. Really dangerous, because a bus could be approaching us from behind. I mean, I'd like to think the car wouldn't do that if it sensed a vehicle approaching from behind, but you know, these buses travel up and down these lanes at a good rate of speed, because the idea is there's never any traffic in them, only buses. So there you go. It's another
Now turn left.
odd behavior, and again I forgot to press the little button. So
Now your destination is on the left.
I'll try to go replicate that again, and I'll try to remember to press the button. I'm going to stop at this light and navigate to that Superior Court of Justice.
Now turn left onto
And
York
put on the
Street.
hill hold here, and you'll notice that when you activate the hill hold by depressing the brake pedal just a little more deeply, I doubt you could see this symbol, but there's just a tiny hill hold symbol here. It looks like a circle with a letter H in it. When you do that, if it's willing to self-drive, then it will offer you the self-drive symbol showing you that it's ready and willing to self-drive, and then you can activate it even if you're sitting at a stoplight. Right, so we're approaching the Court of Justice again.
In 200
We'll see
meters, turn left onto Eagle
There's that
Street.
same
Eagle
spot
Street
in the road
West.
where it seemed to get confused. I'm sure it's going to do the exact same thing again. So here we are, we're in the left turn lane,
Now turn left onto Eagle
and it's
Street.
going to try to turn left again. And I felt it there, and I disengaged it, and now I'm depressing that. Yeah, I mean, a bus is coming. It's not going to go in this lane right beside me, but for all we know, this car would have moved all the way over, even into that next bus lane. You know, there's two bus lanes here. It's not always like that. Sometimes there's a divider separating them, I think. But here, they're right beside each other. So yeah, like, who knows? The car might have moved all the way over into that oncoming bus lane. So that's got to get worked out. And interesting thing, before I got the full self-driving beta, when there's an arrow on the road, like we see here, these arrows, you'd see them very clearly in the visualization, very clearly, freakishly clear.
Now turn left.
Now you see it, sometimes you get a glimpse of a shadow in the visualization. So that's interesting to me. Then in the full version of full self-driving, you don't see road markings as clearly as
Now turn left onto
you
McCaffrey
do
Road.
with just the normal Tesla visualization without full self-driving. Yeah, you see all kinds of things. I think like bike lane symbols, left turn, right turn. I'm pretty sure bus lane symbols, you know, the diamond shape.
Now turn left onto Rani Road.
Those tend to show up very, very clearly in the visualization, but not in full self-driving. So that's odd. All right, well, thank you for coming along with me on this late night full self-driving beta test run. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a few things. I think the full self-driving beta is amazing, but it is a beta, and this beta testing is very necessary, and absolutely a person can never take anything for granted, as you've seen just in this drive. Even in the simplest situations, like we're just driving straight down a road, it can get confused. I'm not sure what it's getting confused about, but the strangest things can happen at the darndest times. So there you go. Gotta stay on your toes. We'll see you next time.